Testing, testing.
My shirt off, people.
I'll be way happy for you, Joe.
I just want her to pick them up.
Our dear Father in heaven, Lord, we thank thee so much. Thank you for the opportunity we have to come together as brothers in thy word to enjoy this sport.
Testing.
I just gotta open my eyes more wider.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get started here in just a moment. We got the high fives going. It is March 12th, Wednesday here in West Valley, 6:34. We are probably running about 5 minutes late, but we are going. We are ready to go. Tonight we have an amazing game for you. We have Brady Jenkins versus the runner-up Ren Jackson. Tonight we will face off for the varsity championship. They've been playing all season for the last 10 weeks or so. And it has been quite an adventure, I will tell you that. We have lots of improvement. We also have the awards tonight afterwards. I'm not entirely sure if we will be streaming that, but if you can get yourselves here, it'll certainly be a magnificent game. I was saying some weird stuff. So they are checking lineups now, it seems. Looks like I think that White, I can't remember who did the coin toss, but it sounds like Ren will serve first, and they also chose the side, so I assume Ren won the coin toss, so he's gathering both of the both priorities today. So we have that all set up for you on the scoreboard. We have Jerem Owen as our head ref, Thomas Green as our secondary ref, Corbin as our secondary line judge, and Shane Crosley as our main line judge. And yours truly, I'm Carl Kingston here, broadcasting tonight from West Valley here at the Rec Center, and we'll get started. We have Tay Jenkins at the service line. Set right back over. Cade. Over to Craig, who puts up the block. Jeremy Bailey tapping it over any blocks. Scoring the first point of the championships to Brady. And we have Lou Reynolds on the service line. Serving to the libero, Landon Sanders. Take. Landon put it over for a free ball for Brady. Gordon Gustavson is receiving that. Grayson serving, spiking it over the blockers there. Grayson again on the block. Tate over to Cade, tapping it over two hands. Charles up to Brady, up to Jeremy. It goes into Landon Sanders, who puts it into the ceiling. Second point of the night to Brady. Reynolds back on the serve. Ran on the receive, Landon covering. Cade tapping it over. Charles there, who is covering, but not quite enough. That'll be Ren's first point for tonight. We have Craig Jenkins on the serve.
Oh, yeah.
Jump serve. Tapping it up there. It wasn't quite the toss he wanted, but he got over. Grayson on the spike. Landon tapping it out of bounds. That is a point to Brady. 3-1. Jeremy Bailey on the serve. Tate, quick, over to Ren, who was, the set was a little bit too low. And Ren puts it into the net. Jeremy Bailey on the serve. Landon on the receive, ricochets a little bit. Craig fighting to save it, but it goes into the ceiling. That is a point for Brady. Jeremy Bailey back on the serve. Craig on the two-handed receive. Tate up to Cade. Blocking off of Brady. And everyone there ready to save it. Ren on the receive here. Landon up to Ren. A set from the libero up to the captain. That is a second point for Ren. Doing a libero substitution. Next we have Riker on the serve. Riker serving right down the middle. So Louis on the receive and Charles unable to put it over. That is a point to Ren. And Riker will turn the service line. Once again, serving down the middle. Brady's putting it over. And Cade putting that over Brady for another point for Ren, as Ren closes the gap, 4-5. Riker on the serve. Gordon with a little bit of butterfingers. Attempts a two-handed receive, couldn't quite get it, giving Riker another point. And as Riker puts his serve into the net, that'll be a point for Brady. Charles Jenkins on the service line. Serving right to Ren there. Tate, back serve to Ben Peterson. But the blockers were ready. A three-man block on a tip. That has got to be something painful. But nevertheless, that is a point to Brady. Charles Jenkins on the service line. Landon on the receive. Craig. Tate tapping it over, but the back set. Gordon setting up Grayson for a one or two tempo. I couldn't tell, but that is a point for Brady. Charles Jenkins on the serve. Ren on the receive. Tate setting it up high for Ren, who taps it over the blockers, down the line, and inside on the court. That is a point to Ren. The ball boy is here tonight. Right on. Cade on the service line. We have Lewis on the weird receive there. Landon Sanders on that receive. Ben Peterson attempting for a back dump. Unsuccessful. That is a point to Brady. Grayson Taylor on the serve. A little bit of a hop. Rather than a jump serve. Ben Peterson putting it over. Louis putting it over out of bounds. That is a point to Ren. Ren Jackson on the serve. Standing serve from Ren. Jeremy Bailey on the serve. Gordon setting up Brady, who attempted to put it over on his teammate. It looks like there's a little bit of fingernail damage there, but that is a damaging point for Ren. David Young on the receive. Brady attempting a really tight spike there, but it goes on his side. Tying it up, Ren 9-9. Jackson on the serve. Jeremy Bailey on the receive. Lewis putting it over two blockers. There's Craig up to Tate, who spikes it through blockers, but it is out of bounds, giving a point to Brady. We'll have some substitutions. Jared Freeman for Lewis Reynolds. Brady Jenkins on the serve. A light one, tapping it to the middle. Tate saving it, Craig putting it over. That one, Jared Freeman going up, but wasn't quite high enough as two blockers go right over him. That is a point for Ren. Landon Sanders on the serve. David Young on the receive. Gordon, back set to Jeremy Bailey, who was attempting to hit it into a blocker, I assume, but it goes out of bounds. And that is a point for Ren, as he takes the lead. Landon Sanders on the serve. Grayson taking the receive away from David, puts it down on the court. That is a point to Ren. Landon Sanders on the serve. David Young on the receive. Grayson setting up Jared Freeman, who taps it. Doesn't quite put enough oomph behind it. It goes on his side, near the antenna. Ren, a 3-point lead. Landon Sanders on that serve. Grayson attempting to psych out the libero. Brady to Jared, tapping that over. just as the block is going down, it goes down on the court, giving Brady another point. We have Gordon Gustavson on the service line. Cade Taylor on the receive. Tate setting up Riker. That goes through the blocks, but Brady was there, ready. And we have a net touch from Black, giving Brady a point. Gordon Gustavson on the serve. Cade on the receive. Tate setting up Craig from the other side of the court. Blockers were ready, defender was ready, but the ball was not going to any of them. That is a point to Wren. We have Tate Jenkins on the serve. Tapping it onto the net there. Jared with a foot save. Brady stacking up. Jared once again ready for a spike there. Riker back setting to the back. Brady is just toying with their defense at this point. Brady setting up Jeremy with a block. A crazy save from Brady, but it can't quite make it over. That is some incredible defense on the side of Black. That is a point to Wren. Tate Jenkins on the serve. Brady on the receive. David Young on the set. Bumps out on the other side, but Jared was there. Tate setting up Cade. It goes right into the net. That is a point for Brady. We have some substitutions. Charles Jenkins for David Young, and I believe that's it. Jared Freeman on the serve. Cade on the receive. Tate getting right under there for the under the platform set. Brayson from across the court to Jeremy Bailey, who tools off of the block into out of bounds. That is a point to Brady. Jared Freeman will return to the service line. Landon Sanders on the two-handed receive. They're going to call a double contact on the libero. That is a point to Brady, tying it up 15-15. Jared Freeman on the service line. Ren Jackson on the receive, excuse me. Okay, spiking it over the blocks, out of bounds. That is a point to Brady as he takes the lead, 16-15. Jared Freeman on the serve. Ren Jackson on the receive. Tate. Ren Jackson from the back row. While it may have been an awkward attack, it was not an awkward point for Ren. Craig Jenkins on the serve. Jump serve. Playing a little bit safe tonight, it looks like, but Gordon was on the receive. And we have Brayson jumping up high, putting it over the blocks and onto the floor. That is a point to Brady. Jeremy Bailey on the service line. Standing serve. Ren Jackson on there. Tate attempting a quick, but it went a little too low. Brayson attacking off of the blockers. Tate was a little bit too far back. That would score a point for Brady. Jeremy Bailey on the serve. Craig on the high receive. Well done. With a high receive, high set, and a high jump from Riker. That is right down the middle over anybody. An impressive float jump. And he will go right to the service line. Hard serve right there. That will be a point for Brady. Charles Jenkins on the serve. Craig on the receive. Then putting it over in the air. Ren Jackson doing a little dump there. Tate, back set to Cade. And Brady was ready for him. Getting there on the block, stuffing him right down to the ground. That is a point for Brady. Charles Jenkins on the serve. Landon Sanders on the receive. Tate up to Ren. Two blockers there, and he goes right past him. Gordon putting it over. That is a double contact somewhere. I didn't quite catch that one, folks, but that is a point to Ren. Cade Taylor on the serve. Brady on the receive. Gordon back setting to Brayson, tapping it off of some blockers. Ben Peterson putting it over. And no one was expecting that because that went right to the floor. Point to Wren. Kate Taylor on the serve. Jeremy Bailey on the receive. Gordon setting far to Brady, who spikes that out of bounds, tying it up. Wren 20-20. Kate Taylor on the serve. Jeremy Bailey on the two-handed receive. Gordon setting up Ren Jackson on the other side. I didn't see who. That was Ben Peterson dumping on the setter. And there is a little bit of issue with Ben there, who is taking a knee for whatever reason. And we have Kate Taylor. Timeout Landon. That large joust from Ben Peterson did not look good for him, folks. It may have scored the point, but we'll see how that puts him at the end of the night. Timeout. We'll be right back. That is the end of the timeout, but something is not happening. And here we go. Kate Taylor on the serve. That is down. That is down on the court, inbounds. Definitely on the line there. That is Kate Taylor back on the serve. Into the net on the take. Point Brady. Grayson on the serve. Landon on the receive. Tate tapping it over. Unintentionally, it looks like. Brady to Jared, who tools off of two blockers. An impressive feat for someone with such short stature like myself. Point to Brady. Tate over to Wren, where it goes out of bounds. That is a point to Brady as he takes the lead, 23-22. Brayson Taylor on the serve. Landon on the receive there. Wren over to Tate, putting it over for a free ball. Gordon setting up Brady, tapping it over. Tate is ready for that one. And Wren goes to spike it, and Gordon is ready for him as he spikes to shut down the other captain. That is a point. That is set point for Brady. Grayson on the serve. Landon Sanders on the receive. Tate going backwards for Wren. Grayson putting up a one-handed receive when no one else is there to save it. That is a point to Wren. Wren Jackson on the serve. David Young on the receive. Jeremy Bailey and Brady put it over. But Ben Peterson is ready for him. He saw that coming and he is in the air, dumping on that put over. 24 deuces on the first set. Wren Jackson on the serve. Jeremy Bailey to Gordon. Craig putting that one over. Brady putting it over. Craig putting it over. Gordon putting it over as well. Tate up to Ben Peterson. Lots of putting over this set as they attempt to take control. Not quite there yet. Brayson putting it over. Wren, Tate, Ben Peterson tapping it over. Someone get a kill real quick. We have a net touch on black side, giving Brady a point. This is, once again, a set point on the first set for white. Brady Jenkins on the serve. Floater. Ren Jackson on the receive. Ren from the back row. Louis is ready for him, though, with a three-man block, awarding Brady the first set of the championships of 2025. 26-24, an incredible first set. And we will be right back as we get the second set ready. We come into the second set here. Brady Jenkins will serve, and Lewis Reynolds will be on the service line. Massive serve right over there. Landon Sanders on that receive. Charles up to Brayson. Brayson tooling off of the block onto his own side, but out of bounds. Brady scores the first point of the second set. And Lewis back on the service line. Setter received there, Riker. That was a crazy lift from Louis there. And scoring his first point. Tay Jenkins on the service line. Gordon on the receive. Charles up to Jeremy Bailey, tapping it over. And they're not tapping it up enough as the blockers were there. Still going down, but able to save it. That's a point to Ren. That is actually a net touch, as it looks like. Point to Brady. Jeremy Bailey on the serve. Ren on the receive. Take, running to save it. Craig attempting to save it on three. It goes the wrong way. There's another point to Brady. Jeremy Bailey returning to the service line. Serving out way on the other side, but Tate is there. Landon setting up Cade. Cade putting it over. Charles up to Brady. Tapping it over. Grayson, one-handed set. Setting back to Brady. Once again, tooling off of the block. The blocker's not knowing what to do with Brayson, it seems, as he scores his second point of the night, bringing us to 4. Brady to 4, excuse me. Ryan Jackson on the receive. Brayson jousting up and down with Brayson receives. And Brayson, once again, killing it over anybody. But there is going to be some referee challenges happening there. I don't know what was going on. Perhaps a net touch. Or perhaps a hand touch. Or perhaps a double contact. There is so much happening in that one little bit. I hope everybody was watching that. That was quite incredible display. And that will be a point over to Ren. I'm not sure what is happening there, but it happened. And Craig Jenkins is on the service line. Jump serve. Louis on the two-handed receive, but it goes backwards. That is a point to Ren. Craig back on the service line. Gordon on the receive. Charles setting up Brady, tapping it over. Going out of bounds. That's another point to Ren. Craig back on the serve. Jump serve, going out of bounds. Point to Brady. Charles Jenkins on serve. Serving right over there to Landon. Tate, going Tate, up to Ren, a quick. Incredible point to Ren, tying it up 5-5. I'm almost speechless on it. Riker Jackson on the serve. Lewis Reynolds missing this receive. Ricocheting, going behind him once again. Point to Ren. Riker is back on the serve. Jeremy Bailey on the receive. Gordon back setting to Brady, who misses the blockers but doesn't miss the court. That is a point to Brady. We have some substitutions happening here. I didn't quite see it. It's Charles came out for somebody. Grayson on the serve. It goes out of bounds. That is a point to Ren. Cade Taylor on the serve. Jeremy Bailey on the receive. Gordon up to somebody. And now putting over. Tate going back set up to Ren, who taps that right through a hole in the blocker's wall. Point to Ren. Oh, excuse me, not point to Ren. Point to Brady for Brady on the receive, on the serve, Landon on the receive. Okay, putting it up into the ceiling. That is a point to Brady. Substitutions: Jared Freeman for Lewis Reynolds. Brady Jenkins on the serve. Funky footwork there. It pays off a little bit. David Young on the receive. Gordon back set to Jeremy Bailey, tapping it over. Craig is there ready. Tate. They weren't sure who they were setting, but it got over. And there was a lot happened in there. A little piece of plastic fell off of the ceiling there, but that was a net touch on Ben Peterson. Point to Brady. Brady Jenkins on the serve. Serving it right into the net. That'll be a point to Ren. Ren Jackson on the serve. Brady on the two-handed receive. Gordon setting someone from the back row. And nobody was in sync with that one. That was 4 contacts. Point to Ren, tying it up 9-9. Ren Jackson on the serve. Brady on the receive. Gordon, this time setting up Jeremy. He goes over the blocks, but also over the line. Point to Ren. Ren Jackson on the serve. Brady on the receive. Gordon up to Jeremy Bailey, who can't quite put it over. That's another point to Ren.
Come on, boy, let's
Brady to Brayson. Jeremy putting over for a free ball. Take. Up to Ben Peterson putting it over. Gordon. Jared's trying to save that one. There was a block there from Ben Peterson. Jared putting it over. Ren. Take to Craig. That goes through any blockers and onto the court. Point Ren as he takes a 3-point lead. Ren Jackson on the serve. Grayson. Gordon. Brady from the back row, but the blockers are ready for him that time. And that will be a net touch. I assume what was Ben Peterson. Point to Brady. Gordon Gustavson on the serve. Tapping it on the tape. Craig not knowing what to do. Jeremy on the spike. And Ren putting it in the ceiling. An incredible spike from Jeremy Bailey. Point to Brady. Gordon Gustavson on the serve. Craig on the receive. Take up to Brady. Ben Pearson tapping it over, but Jeremy was there. Jeremy giving a free ball. Craig. Take tapping it over. Gordon trying to save it. And that just kind of happened that way, I guess. Point to Ren. Landon Sanders on the serve. Brady to David. Brady from the back row, tapping it over. Cade was ready for it. Riker putting it over. David setting up that, and that was definitely a two-handed contact, a double contact, if you will. Point to Ren. Landon Sanders on the serve. Brady on the receive. David setting up Jared, who just puts it over. Riker putting that one over. Jared putting it over. Take of the Craig, who was about to put it over, but was attempting a joust. Went over on his side. That is a point to Brady. And now Jared Freeman will go to the service line. Ren Jackson on the receive. Take. Setting up somebody. Riker putting it over at the last second. And they're going to call a lift on Riker as they took their time to decide that one. That is all right. We love to see it. Jared Freeman on the serve. Ren Jackson on the receive. Craig saving it. And nobody saving Craig on that one. That is a point to Brady as they tie it up, 14-14. Jared Freeman on the serve. Cade on the receive. Gordon up to Charles. Brayson spiking it through any blockers, but Landon was there. Tate tapping it over. Gordon. Charles up to Jeremy Bailey, who goes a little bit too low on his contact, and it goes out of bounds. That'll be a point to Ren. Next we have Tate Jenkins on the service line. Going out of bounds. Tying it up, Brady, 15-15. And Jeremy Bailey will go to the service line. Ren Jackson on the receive. Tate up to Cade, who spikes it into Gordon, who miscalculated on his control of the ball. It goes into the ceiling, giving a point to Ren, and Craig Jenkins will go to the service line. Jump serve. Not quite enough jump on the jump serve. That is a point to Brady as it goes into the net. Charles Jenkins on the service line. Landon Sanders on the receive. Tate over to Riker, who puts it over. Brady to Brayson, spiking that one. Craig on the receive. And then Gordon, Brayson, going over, and then Landon to Ren. Ren spiking into Jared Freeman, using a one-handed receive to put it into the ground. Point to Ren. Now now Riker Jackson will go to the service line. Brady on the two-handed receive. Brady going off of a blocker into out of bounds. That is a point to Brady. We have a tight game here. Oh boy, not quite doing the job. It's all right. It's the first time we've ever had one. Grayson, serve. Craig on the receive. Ren Jackson putting it out of bounds. Blockers knowing what he was doing. Ducked down in the last minute. Point to Brady. Nope, excuse me. Point to Ren as I believe there was a touch. Kay Taylor serving it out of bounds. Point Brady. Brady Jenkins going on the other side to serve, which is weird because he's not left-handed, but he managed it anyway. Cade on the receive. Ren putting it over. Gordon setting up Jared Freeman. Ben Peterson on the block. Tate setting up Ben. Tapping it over into a hole where nobody was. That is a point to Ren. And Ren Jackson will go to the service line. Grayson on the two-handed receive. Gordon setting backwards to Jeremy Bailey, who puts it over at the last minute. Tate over to Craig. David on the receive on that one. Lewis up to Jeremy, putting it over. Ren over to Tate. Ben putting that over, but Brady was ready for him over 3 blocks. Lewis put it over. Tate over to Craig. Spiking that, passing any blockers. Brady on the receive. Jeremy put it over. Ben over to Tate, who spikes it out of bounds. That is a point to Brady. A lot of putting over that rally. And Gordon Gustavson will go to the service line. Landon on the receive. Tate up to Ben Peterson. We have a little bit of joust going there. With Ben Peterson spiking it on the joust into the blockers. That's a point for Ren. Landon Sanders on the serve. Cade putting it over, messing with Landon on that one. That is a point to Brady, tying it up 20-20. Louis Louis on the serve. Riker spiking it past any blockers, but it going out of bounds, unfortunately. That's a point to Brady. Lewis on the serve. Going really high. And it brushing past some of the insulation up there. Excuse me, that is a point to Ren. Tate on the serve. Gordon giving free ball to Black. Okay, tapping it over. Brayson, knowing where that was going. And Riker attempting to put it over, but Charles is like, here, let me give you a hand here, and puts it out of bounds. Point to Ren. Tate on the serve. Tapping into a hole that Louis was covering. Tate over to Cade, tapping that over. Brady ready for that one. Charles up to Brayson. Cade on a block, attempting to save his block, goes into the ceiling. Point to Brady, 22-22 on the second set. Jeremy Bailey on the serve. Ren Jackson on the receive. Tate setting across the court to Cade. And Cade not quite getting that timing right, puts it into the net. It's a point to Brady. Jeremy Bailey on that serve. Tate, Ren Jackson to the back row. It goes out of bounds before anyone is up on the block. Lucky break for Brady on that point. We have a timeout, Black. And we'll be right back, folks. set point on Brady. And Jeremy Bailey is on the serve. And Jackson on the receive. Cade to Craig, who puts it over. Charles up to Grayson, who tools off of the block, awarding Brady the second set. We're going into set 3 with Brady only needing one more to take the championship. We will be right back, folks. I'm going to go change some batteries here. Bear with me for a moment. Back, folks. I believe those batteries will last one more set as long as we go by quickly. We will see. We have Tate Jenkins on the service line. Gordon on the receive. Charles up to Jeremy Bailey, tapping it over. Wren not quite having control over the ball on that one. That is a point to Brady. Reynolds on the serve. Tate ready for that one. Cade over to Craig, putting it over. Brady, Charles to Grayson. Super spike on the third set. Incredible display by Grayson Taylor. Lewis on the serve, goes out of bounds. Point to Wren. Greg Jenkins on the serve. Doing a standing serve for whatever reason. Charles up to Grayson. Goes into the net. Always a point to Wren, tying it up 2-2. Craig going to the service line. Standing serve. Brady up to Charles, back set to Wren. He was attempting to go over Jeremy, but Wren was hungry for that one. Wren in the lead. Craig on the serve. Gordon doing a double contact on a two-handed receive. Breaking some fingers in the process, it looks like. Point to Wren. Craig on the serve, that goes out of bounds. That is a point to Brady. Jeremy Bailey on the serve. Craig on the receive. Tate doing a quick set where Wren wasn't ready, but he goes, attempts an Agapeth. Point to Brady, tying it up 4-4. And there was some confusion on that receive. Landon and Craig psyching each other out. Point to Brady. And Jeremy Bailey on the serve. Landon on the receive. Tate tapping it over, getting a double contact. point to Brady. Jeremy on the serve. Craig trying to receive. Tate setting up Cade. Going out of bounds off of the block. There we go. Point to Ren. Riker on the serve. Serving straight down to the left-hand side. Incredible serve. Tate to Ben. Over. And as it comes back up, Ben is ready to smack that down. Point to Ren. Riker Jackson on the serve. Jeremy Bailey, who does a ricochet. Brady attempting to save it. It goes into the ceiling. Ren taking the lead, 7-6. Riker on the serve. And it goes into the tape and down on the floor. Point to Brady, tying it up. Charles Jenkins on the serve. Landon on the receive. Ben putting it over on 2. Grayson to Brady. And they're not able to handle Brady's put over. Point to Brady. Charles on the serve. It was about to go out of bounds. Craig putting it over. Or setting it up. And there is an incredible save by Ben there. And a monster block from Ben Peterson. Incredible rush on that one. Point to Ren. Even I felt that one. Okay, on the serve. Okay, on the block there. And Lee putting it over. Ben being extra aggressive tonight. That was Brady to Cade, and Cade to the ceiling. Point Brady. We have Brayson Taylor on the serve. Landon on the receive. Craig on the backup. Ben putting it over. Gordon up to a block from Tate. Gordon again to Brady. Blocked by Tate and saved. Lewis up to somebody. I can't keep up with this one. Gordon. Brady tapping it over. Ren's attempting to save it. It goes to a point Brady. Brayson Taylor returned to service line. Landon on the receive. Ren to Tate, putting it over. Brady, Gordon. Brady putting it over. Ren. Landon. And that is a net touch from Ren Jackson. Point Brady. Brayson Taylor on the serve. And that goes out of bounds. That was a point to Ren. Ren really feeling the pressure as he was attempting to get his first set.
You caught it.
Ren on the serve. Grayson to Brady. Lewis putting it over. A little bit of jumble on Black, but then he'll put it over. Grayson setting it up to Craig, who puts it back down onto the floor. Point to Ren as he catches up. Ren Jackson on the serve. Oh, goes out of bounds. Point to Brady. Brady Jenkins on the serve. That one goes out of bounds. Point to Ren. It's a close game here as Ren fights for his life to keep up on this set. Landon on the serve. Grayson up to somebody. Jeremy attempting at the last minute to go to a block, but it not happening. Point to Ren, tying it up 12-12. Landon on the serve. Brady. Gordon. Brady from the back row. Tools off of a block. That is a point to Brady. Gordon Gustafson on the service line. Ren on the receive. Tate up to Riker. Tooling off of the block. David attempting to save it, but it's no good. Point to Ren, tying it up 13-13. Dave Jenkins on the serve. Grayson on the two-handed receive. Attempting to psych Tate out, but it going out of bounds. Point to Ren, taking the lead. Tate on serve. Brady on the receive. David up to Jeremy, who has to do a joust there. Riker putting it over. David to Jared Freeman. He taps it through two blockers onto the floor. Point Brady. Jared Freeman on the serve. Jeremy putting it over. Ren saving it for the dive. Jared, Gordon to Jeremy Bailey, tooling off of a defender that is Ren. Point to Brady. Jared Freeman back on the serve. Ren on the receive. Cade over to Craig. He puts it over. Gordon to Charles. And that one is Jeremy Bailey with a clean spike. And that'll be a timeout Black. There's a little bit of question there whether or not that was on the net there, but apparently not. Freeman on the serve. Serving to Cade Taylor on the receive. Tate back to Cade. Goes off of the block into out of bounds. That is a point to Ren. Dave Jenkins on the serve. Gordon on the receive. Back set from Charles up to Jeremy. Saved. It looks like we have a cross on Black, which is really unfortunate for them. What a shame. Jeremy Bailey on the serve. Craig on the receive. Tate setting up. Going off the block. Jared saving it there. Gordon. To save it, it goes out of bounds. That is a point to Ren. Riker on the serve. And that goes right into the corner. Ace serve from Riker Jackson. Point Ren, tying it up 17-17. Riker on the serve, Gordon. Receive. Charles up to Brady. He tools off the block, but it goes onto his own side within the boundaries. Point to Ren, taking the lead. Riker Jackson.
Go white.
It goes out of bounds, folks. That is a point to Brady. Charles Jenkins on the serve. With a floater. It looked like it was going out of bounds. It goes on the line. Point to Brady. Ace serve from Charles. Charles Jenkins on the serve. Craig on the receive. Ben over to Cade, putting it over. Jeremy trying to receive. Gordon to brace it. Pulling off of the block to the other side. Going out of bounds. That is a point to Brady. Brady attempting to close us out 3-0. Charles on the serve. Scoreboard's bucking out, but we have the right score here, folks. Charles on the serve. Ace serve from Charles Jenkins as it goes off of Wren into the ceiling. Point to Brady. Charles Jenkins on the serve. Craig on the receive. Tate up to Kay. The tools off of Brady, the blocker, on to the side. Point to Wren. Cade on the serve. Jeremy Bailey on the receive. Jared to Gordon. When Ben Peterson is ready for the stuffing Gordon right down to the floor. Point to Wren. Cade on the serve. Jeremy on the receive. Gordon to Brady. With a double kill from Brady. As Wren is unable to control the first one, Brady puts it down on the floor. Brady, 22. Racing the serve. Landon. Tate messing up that one. Double contact on the set there. Point Brady. Racing on the serve. Landon on the receive. Tate putting it over. Gordon to Brady. Ben Peterson is there ready to block him, and he did. Point to Wren. This is what he needs to make a comeback. Brady on the one-handed receive. They are going to put a double contact on Jared Freeman, it looks like. Point to Wren. Wren on the serve. Jeremy Bailey on the receive. Gordon putting it over. Wren on the receive, ready for that one. Ben putting it over. Brady. Brady putting it onto Ben. Who makes a double contact. That is a point to Brady. This could be it. This could be match point for Brady. Getting an ace there. Brady taking the championship in only 60 minutes. 3-0 Brady. Brady is the champion here. I hope everyone tuned in early. That was a quick game for only 1 hour. And as I watched the replay there, yep, that definitely was the championship. We are going to get started on the award ceremony here, so I think we're going to clean up, folks. Brady undefeated, goes, well, almost undefeated, goes undefeated in the championships, 3-0. I hope everyone enjoyed watching that there. Everyone have a good night. we'll move on to the awards ceremony. I will ask if we will be streaming it, but I don't believe so. If you can get here to West Valley, we will be starting.